I'm Hitomi Gilliam, and this is the first installment of the videotaping for the YouTube, my channel. Really wanting to share with you a new mechanic, a new product by Smithers-Oasis. The product is called Oasis Floral Mesh. It comes in silver, gold, and I think it's copper. And I thought it was really timely to do this particular video this time of the year because of all the flowers, the bulb flowers, all of your daffodils and your tulips and grape hyacinth and the little jonquils. All of that would go so perfectly in with this mechanics, so I wanted to share this with you. It's a basic one. It's good for the flower shop. It's good for sort of everyday sales, little party maybe settings, that sort of thing. So I wanted to share this with you today. We're using actually a 4-inch cube, which almost every flower shop has. And in it, well, we're going to build a design that's a little bit taller than what it normally becomes. And this is possible with this floral mesh. What I've done is, well, this is a product. What I've done is I've taken the floral mesh and cut it so that there's 13 rows of squares. And this allows for a bit of an overlap so that of a 1-inch grid, so that you can actually connect these together by the cut piece and the wire to just wrap with a 1-inch overlap, so that really becomes a 12-inch wide piece that becomes like a hollow cylinder. And so it really becomes like a little bit like a cage, or like a bit like a trellis, and that's basically how it's going to be used. And so I'm just bending that wire so that it hooks in and closes off the cylinder, and I'm just going all the way down the line here so that it could be closed up. And this becomes then, I'm going to show you a finished result, becomes like this. And this seems to fit just absolutely perfectly into this 4-inch cylinder, like that. And what I want to do, in addition to just setting it in there to secure it, is I'm going to take a 22-gauge wire, silver wire, and I am going to just wrap it and tie it into place. So I'm going to run it across like this and pull this up. If I'm really particular about mechanics, I can go across this way as well, but really the amount of flowers that I'm using in this really doesn't merit all that secure. But you can see that this makes it possible for this to stay together on that. Really pretty good. So what I'm going to do is take this collection of flowers. I'm going to maybe start out with the Viburnum opulus. And I'm just going to set that in through the middle. It sets up very nicely. It sort of becomes a caged kind of an insertion into this structure. And then I'm going to start to actually drop in. This is a nice long piece of narcissus that was just actually cut in the yard here on the island. These I'm going to set into this vase so it touches water. Actually, this one here, I think we're going to have to go down a little bit and let it come through like so. Maybe some of these a little bit over to the side, so that it really kind of designs into this structure really nicely, loosely, but yet it's touching water. The whole idea is it's the secure insertions that will stay in place whether you're delivering in a vehicle or what have you. And it just also uses some of the little bit of foliages that comes with the narcissus. This particular variety of narcissus came with, I went and cut it, and it came with the greens, so I can use those in here, just drop it in so that it stays in place. those little 1-inch grid allows for, the openings allow for your material to just slide in very easily and designs very simply. So I'm just gonna finish inserting that piece. We could easily also go into using maybe like lily grass in here to weave it in. That could be really, really fun too. So I'm gonna just finish up using these particular narcissus. And then I'm gonna take some cut. These are actually bought daffodils to augment the cut ones that I have from my yard. And these could be dropped in really, really nicely all around as well, so that it kind of becomes nice all around sort of an arrangement. Maybe that could be enough. And then what this mechanic provides is the 4 corners. So there's the cylinder that you can design into upright, and it holds it in place. And then we also have these little corners in the cube to design into. So I think it's really perfect for something like this viburnum opulus, snowball viburnum, just to tuck into a corner. So you can see that in a moment. So it's like this, that it catch it in the corner. Maybe we're going to put a little brunia, something that's kind of a remnant that's from another job that I found, that sort of tucks in nice and tight in there. And into that corner, maybe we'll take the little jonquils that came out of the garden, because they're a little bit short, so often you can't design it very well with the combination of much taller stems, but you can with this particular mechanics. Perfect complement here also could be like your grape hyacinth. They come so short, and so they often don't combine very well with some of the other product, but in this particular mechanic it works really, really, really well. I'm going to also add in a little, outdoors I went and cut a little piece of Pieris. You know, the other possibility is just simply using just the shorts. Sometimes we have a lot of shorts, you know, whether it's a rose head or a carnation or what have you, little odds and ends that you like to use in an arrangement, but quite often they're only used in little short, little round arrangement. In this case, you can use them at the base of an arrangement that's built into a tower of this Oasis mesh. I think it's really a kind of a fun concept. I just wanted to share with you a couple of other pieces that I created. So here's another one, very similar, but you can see that, you know, multiplicity of this particular kind of mechanic and this kind of an idea could be really a nice table center, like for across a table, like a banquet table, very simple. It could be a nice little cocktail table arrangement, just simple and very inexpensive because it doesn't use a huge amount of product. The amount of product used is entirely up to you, and so you can stop whenever. You know, you can stop at $30, $40, what have you, and still have a sizable design on hand. And in addition to that, I did another one, which I thought was really cool, another spring design with bulb flower. So in this case, really a pretty pink tulip. I basically took off the big leaf so that it becomes a little bit more of a linear stem. And so I was able to weave that through and around, sort of all the way around this particular structure, the mechanics of the wire mesh, and sort of thread some of the flowers in, tied to the structure. So it's used actually, it's used almost like a trellis. And so that with bear grass and the tulip stems, it sort of weaves in and around and gives you a lot of character in this particular design. These viburnum opulus were just broken pieces that I tucked in at the bottom, and it gives you a nice texture at the base. I guess what I really enjoy about this design is that the glass is full of water, clear glass, beautiful visibility of the few stems, keeping the water a lot cleaner because it's not stuffed. The bare grass is bundled so that it comes from a one bound piece and so that it sort of weaves through. I think the lines and the flower stems are so clean and so beautiful in this particular design that gives you the feeling of the spring when all the new flowers and new stems emerges, where there's not a lot of distraction from a lot of other massive product, massive leaves. It's just a clean, beautiful flow out of this small 4-inch cube, but it's really pretty amazing how much it holds and the size of the arrangement that we can create. And then I have one last idea, which I think is also very cool, is that we can double stack the wire frame so that the cage becomes much taller, double high, so that we could also use it to do a much taller vertical design that's clearly much more transparent than normal. And basically with this one, I started out with inserting the Viburnum opulus first, and then tying in the beautiful Gloriosa lily, the Japanese Gloriosa lily, and just wrapping around with a beautiful jasmine vine, and so that it really has a feeling of like a trellis, and that all these things are growing so beautifully on this trellis. So I hope you enjoy playing with the Oasis Floral Mesh. I sure did. It creates beautiful transparent designs around the cylindrical cage and the trellis. I think it looks fantastic. The lines are so strong in these designs. The flowers are just vibrant, growing, robust like as it is in spring, fresh growth. Enjoy playing with this new product, and don't forget to subscribe.